Welcome back to the Cricket Today podcast on Thursday, January 4th. Excited for some more great cricket formats across all of Australia and the world, actually, we're going to touch on. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy. I am back. I'm not in the bolologist bush. I have not stolen Warnie's bag of green. I've been a good man. I've just been down at the beach and I'm happy to be here back in my rightful spot as the host. I'm here with Marcus Bazzano as well, spreading the false rumours. How you going, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm good. It's just the way you said I am back. It was like you were on like a WWE return or something. You were like people were eagerly awaiting your return.
I don't know about if people were eagerly were waiting, but I feel a bit more powerful today, so I'm good. It feels good. Also here with social guy Leo Mullaly. How you going, Leo?
Stats boy, how are you? I'm feeling good. You said you were feeling powerful, so I thought I'd call you Stats boy.
Oh, thanks. You're just pegging me back down. I probably deserve that. Yeah, cheers, Leo. Today, the cricket season well underway, unless you've been living under a rock. But the third test is back, started yesterday, and that was really good day one. Got a lot of Big Bash to talk about with the doubleheader last night. We're going to cover all things in those Big Bash games with a bit of a wrap-up ahead to tonight's game, where we're going to talk about some BBL SuperCoach and some Nars that Leo's cooked up some really interesting Nars, which I'm excited to have a chat about. And then we're going to have a wrap-up of Australia versus Pakistan's day one. So let's get right into it, lads. We've got a bit of a BBL recap. So the first game last night around 6 o'clock was the Sixers versus the Heat. Actually, another really good game. Was a bit affected by rain, but do you mind going through the scores, please, Leo?
Yeah, so the Sixers batted first, put on 8 for 141 at Coffs Harbour, and then DLS got involved for the Heat's innings. I think Tall Paul hit a couple of handy fours to get the Heat ahead on the Duckworth-Lewis system. I thought it was a pretty good game. I think these two sides will be up there in finals. And just before you guys touch on it, I brought in 7. Oh, wait, sorry. Never mind. I was going to talk about the next game.
That's all right.
I was going to jump ahead there. You guys, what did you guys make of this clash?
You go first, Marcus. Who stood out?
Jeez. I thought, it was a pretty tough innings for the Sixers. They just no one could really get it going with the bat. Josh Philippe scored 41, but it was off 36 balls. He couldn't really find the middle. Tall Paul was good again for SuperCoach. SuperCoach people, 2 for 25, 23 not out. Josh Brown as well, similarly to Philippe, 43 of 31. But Tom Curran, my word, did he drop a sitter?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
0 wickets and made 3 runs on his return. Just looked a little bit off it. But geez, I reckon the Sixers were pretty unlucky. But I think, in all fairness, if it did go the full 20 overs for the Brisbane Heat, they were probably going to chase it down anyways. But I think just the way the Heat got over the line with the way the Duckworth-Lewis system method is put in place, it just seems a little bit, it can be improved.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because they come back on the ground for, what was it, barely an over.
Yeah.
And the Heat were behind, and like an over later, 4 balls later, they're in front. So I don't know. It just seems pretty stiff if you're a Sixers fan, but they probably would have lost either way.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Marcus. I think it was a bit stiff because the pitch was really slow and hard to bat on. So you got the spinners and the slower balls, like a lot of this Big Bash that have just taken over. A lot of the Sixers, who are obviously a really good team as well, couldn't get over that 100 strike rate. So I think they're a little bit stiff because they could have gone on a roll. If they got a couple of wickets, then you're into the tail of the Heat, and they might not have been able to go to run a ball just on this weird pitch. So I think it is a bit stiff, and especially that it changed, like you said, when they came back out there for half an over. So I reckon it was a bit stiff. I'm glad we touched on a bit of Curran. I think it was a bit of karma. I was waiting for him to run through the umpire on his first ball back, but he didn't do that. So that would have been funny, but I'm a bit glad that he didn't do too well.
Yeah, did he have the same umpire like officiating the match?
I'm not sure, actually.
Umpire. That would have been
I feel like they would have got a different one just to ease him back into Big Bash and not cause any trouble. But that would have been pretty funny. All right, we've quickly touched on that one. So the Heat, they win again. They've been awesome. I think you guys have mentioned it a couple of times as well about their title contenders, and they just keep staying at the top. Then we've got the Scorchers versus Strikers, which was late last night. Those Perth games go really late for people doing podcasts nice and early in the morning. Could you go through the scores, please, Leo?
Scorchers batted first, put on 4 for 211. They were sort of going at around 7 and over. And then Laurie Evans, 85 not out of 28. And then
Unreal.
Strikers all out for 169. They were going along nicely with Matt Short. I think Tom Kelly at the wicket. They were going along well. But Scorchers brought it back. And what I was going to touch on before, but I got a little bit ahead of myself, was I brought in 7 Scorchers for this SuperCoach double, 7. And 2 that I didn't bring in were Laurie Evans and Lance Morris. So that is absolutely fantastic. So I brought in every other Scorchers bowler under the sun and not Lance Morris, and he takes 5 for 24. So that is absolute pain.
I did have a little bit of pain with that. I did captain Matt Short instead of Hardy, so I was very happy with that. But I did bring in Agar, who I think I brought in earlier this season, and I said I was never going to bring him back because he's been pretty average in SuperCoach wise. Still has been okay, but not happy with Agar's performance either. 5 for 20. Yeah, there's been a few 5s this Big Bash season, which I feel like it's been a bit more than usual. Lance Morris as well. I love watching him. Who stood out for you, Marcus, or just the ones that Leo went through there?
Well, yeah, we've got to mention Laurie Evans again. That was ridiculous. He's batting. Some of the shots he was playing and hitting over the rope was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. And I just want to throw this to you guys. Do you think, or chuck in a impromptu do you think that is the best Scorchers batting innings of BBL all time?
Oh, all time. Definitely not. You got Craig Simmons when he hit 200s. I think Craig Simmons had the fastest 100. I'm not sure if he still does, but it was probably like...
Yeah. Michael as well.
So I'm going to go Nah on that, but it was
the fastest 50 of all time for any Scorchers player.
Yeah, so you completely smashed them out of the park. Yeah, some of the shots he was playing was making it look easy. And the Strikers, geez, they needed that win, but now they've got to get a win. They have to get a win at Adelaide Oval against the Scorchers, which is not going to be an easy feat. But yeah, Matt Short stood out again. I actually went the other way. I've got 4 Strikers players in my SuperCoach team and 3 Scorchers. So all of which did fairly well except for Darcy Short. But he's got another game to prove himself.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, I think you guys have done well. While I was away, I was very average in SuperCoach, but I saw Leo did really well, got up in the podcast ranking, so well done to that. We'll finish off with our wraps. We did the BBL, but just wanted to quickly touch on, as I woke up this morning, India versus South Africa, lads. 23 wickets were lost on day 1. What the hell is going on there? I don't know what you guys saw of that. India as well, their last 6 wickets today, they made 0 runs. Is it something being dodgy or there's some money under the table? If you edge one or you block, I reckon we can make a quick 1, like between 6 of us.
You can make a run, stats guy?
Maybe not by my own skill, but just by an edge or a leg by or a shoulder. I don't know, something. Just get some bat onto it, lads. I don't know what you guys saw about that.
South Africa have like 7. We touched on this the other day. 7 debutants.
Yeah.
And I'm just having a look. They've still got a decent, strong bowling lineup. But my word, I reckon we could have got at least a run in there. But it started with Jadeja. He's handy with the bat. Got out for a duck, and geez, they do have a long tail though, India, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I can't believe that's happened. 23 wickets. Both teams need to lift with the bat, but yeah, the pitch is horrible. Spinning, bounce, like it's just perfect for the bowlers. That could be over it in day 2. We'll start at day 2, which is very weird.
Yeah, if India didn't lose 6 for none, I reckon this game could have been over to the end of today.
Yeah,
or end of day 2.
It's crazy. So yeah, that's what's going on around the world of cricket there. I still can't believe it. So I'm going to keep an eye on that over the next couple of days. So we've got a bit of SuperCoach, my favourite part of the show, SuperCoach segment and a BBL preview here for the Renegades versus Hurricanes. Do you want to start us off with your BBL SuperCoach pick for this one, Leo?
I'm loving Mac Wright for this one, 169,000. This is more a pick for the next round where the Hurricanes have a double.
Yep.
Wasn't able to fit him in this round just with the Scorchers and Strikers both playing each other twice. But he sort of come into this Hurricanes team and has SuperCoach scores of 108, 58 and 64. He's been fantastic. Batted with a high strike rate in the top order. Just seems like a very reliable player. I think he's slotted in at 3 above McDermott. So, yeah, I love it. Get around him for the next round, Mac Wright.
Yeah, Mac Wright. I really like that pick because you sort of got a lot of the big names for the Hurricanes who haven't been performing. So if you stay away from them, and then Mac Wright's coming up the order, he's been absolutely awesome. Who are you going, Marcus? Oh wait, I just realised who you're going. I'm excited.
I'm going Leo's man. Nikhil Chowdhury.
He's been good.
He's been great.
He has been great for his price, 97,200. He's increased in price since the beginning. He scored 50 plus in 3 of his 4 games. And he's pretty handy for the value you get considering the price he's at. So you can leave some value there if you want to make some extra trades and use that trade boost. Considering I assume a lot of people would have brought in quite a few Scorchers or Strikers players. So I'm going to kill Chowdhury.
Yeah, Chowdhury. I like that. Our man. I have him on my bench still, and every time I leave him on my bench, I go, oh, why the hell did I do that? He just got a 50 or a 60, and he's been solid with the bat and even been solid with the ball as well. I'm going to go the Rooster, Jake Fraser McGurk. As I mentioned, I think he's one of the best fielders in the comp, so you get a few extra points there. But he's the 10th best SuperCoach scorer. I'm just looking at it now to double check, and he's only 106,800 still. I know that the doubles and things like that aren't good for Renegades, but I still think he can make a big score. He scored 84 against the Hurricanes last season in SuperCoach. He's been, if you're going to pick anyone from the Renegades at the moment, I'd be picking him. He's been the most consistent with the bat, and the guy that Leo isn't getting frustrated with because he's actually going at more than 110 strike rate or 100 strike rate, because we got the Renegades have got a lot of guys that aren't going at that big strike rate, but he can. He's going to come in from ball 1, go for the 6s. So I'm going to go the Rooster, Jake Fraser McGurk for SuperCoach this week. All right, lads. So what we got? Renegades versus Hurricanes. What's your prediction? I'll start with Leo.
Yeah, I'm tipping the Hurricanes in this one. It was very impressive how they got over the Thunder in their last game. Just sort of did it with ease, really. Kept them to 150, chased it down with, I think, an over and a half to spare. Last time they played the Gades, again, Wade went off. There was no real time where you thought, oh, the Hurricanes are going to lose this match. So, yeah, I think they'll get it done quite easily tonight. See, stats guys chucked in a cheeky change there.
I actually put in the Gades a few days ago, and I forgot that the Hurricanes beat the Thunder. I didn't watch that one. But, so I was going to tip the Gades, but now I'm going to lean towards our season predictions where we said the Gades are going to finish last. So I'm going to stick with that, even though we got roasted and they haven't won a match, which is very, very funny. So I'm going to go towards the Canes. Like you said, Mac Wright's been really good. I think a lot of their younger guys have really stepped up. The older guys like Tim David and a few others definitely need a lift, but a few of their younger guys, and they've still got a solid bowling attack. So I think this will be a really close one. I think the Renegades, although they're close to last or second last, I think they've been a bit unlucky because of they've had so many close games. But I think it's going to be another close loss for the Renegades, unfortunately for them. Who are you going, Marcus?
Well, I'm not changing. I'm not a coward, so I'm not changing my prediction.
I'm just picking winners, mate.
I'm looking at the Melbourne Renegades. Yeah, I generally think they can get the job done, particularly at home as well. I just think that although both teams have been underwhelming so far this season, I think the Renegades have probably a better bowling attack, and they've probably got more players who can change a game at the moment. I'm looking at your man Jake Fraser McGurk with the bat in particular.
Yep.
Especially at Marvel, he's been hitting them so cleanly. He's hit the most sixes, I believe, in BBL 13.
Yeah, I think so.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he's hit about 13 or 14. And I just think they probably have the better bowling attack too, to cope with the Hurricanes. So, I'm going for the Gades at home.
Ooh, okay. They might get their first win on the board. All right, that's the BBL segment and SuperCoach all wrapped up. We're all excited about that for another one tonight.
Second, stats guy. Second, don't get the Renegades fans all riled up.
Second, sorry. Yeah, I said first, didn't I? Sorry, second. Yeah. They're still down the bottom there, but yeah, sorry for all the Renegades fans.
Hey, the Renegades members they're gonna come at you.
Well, we got a scarf that sort of pretends we're a member, but we're not. So let's look at the Test cricket. My favourite format of cricket: Australia versus Pakistan, day 1 wrap, and we're going to do a bit of a day 2 preview. Do you mind going through the scores and maybe some of the individual scores as well, please, Leo?
No worries. So Pakistan won the toss, chose to bat. We're about 4 for 50.
Yeah.
Then Rizwan and Salman came together, put on a fantastic partnership, I thought. Showed that it was a good batting wicket. Rizwan made 88. He was superb. Salmon with a nice 50. And then you thought the Aussies, oh, here we go, they're going to wrap them up for 230. And no, Jamal has come out of nowhere.
Jamal
has made 82. Great innings.
Oh.
Yeah, fantastic to see a bit of fight from the Pakistanis. And then Cummins, again, superb with the ball, taking 5 for 61. And then the Aussies batted none for 6 at stumps. I'll go straight into the yeah, nah.
Okay.
Just while we're on Jamal making runs at the end there. Is the short ball tactic to the tail the most overrated tactic in world cricket? Yeah, nah.
Ooh, I'm going to go, yeah. If it's not working, I feel like that's been a few times since the Ashes where Ben Stokes was going off. Not this is to do with the tail, but I feel like there's been times where Australia just bogged down on that plan. They must have a plan, like you mentioned, that short ball before the matches started, and then they don't shift. I think if you got a guy at 9, I think was he batting Jamal, and he was on 40, then he was on 50. You got to change it up. Bowl a Yorker every over. Get rid of the short ball. So I'm going to say massive yeah to that. I think it's a bit overrated. Some of the tail might like facing bounces. It happens very rarely, but it still happens. I think you got to adjust to how they're batting and how you know that they've batted in the past. So I'm going to say yeah. Just got to change it up a little bit more. That was ridiculous that they made such a big score when we had them on toast. We had them on toast, so I was filthy with that.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there, Saskai. I was really alarmed the way the Aussies sort of approached that because Jamal can definitely hold a stick. He's shown so far this series that he can score runs. He's been very handy with the bat, and we haven't really criticised Australia over the past 12 to 18 months because they've won everything under the sun. But yeah, I was just really concerned with that, and you can still bowl 1 or 2 short balls and over. Get them a little bit concerned. That the short ball is going to come at some point during the over. But, just bowl it on the stumps, particularly towards the tail. You do that to the opening batsman, and they have trouble playing at it. Just keep bowling that line and length, I reckon, and you can just get the ball moving a little bit off the seam, a little bit of swing here and there, and I think, you can rattle a couple poles. But I was really concerned with the fielding placements as well. Like Jamal was in particular, like he was getting onto a few, but to have so many people out on the boundary is ridiculous. I think, especially to the tail, encourage him to hit it over the top, especially maybe bringing in Nathan Lyon, getting the ball to turn onto the bat a little bit more. Yeah, it was just really concerning, but it was a great innings by Jamal. I don't want to lessen that. It was superb.
No, I'll agree with the fielding place. It was a bit like Sunday cricket where someone would hit it to the boundary. When I played in a comp, you'd hit a boundary and then they'd put a fielder right there. And then the other guy would hit another boundary and they'd put a fielder there. I think we're a bit too reactive when we just should have stuck to the game plan a bit more, which, it was a bit frustrating. Have you got another nah for us there, Leo?
Yeah, I do. So this one probably lends itself to the form Pat Cummins is in and is probably a little bit over the top.
Yep.
But are the Aussies relying too much on Pat Cummins? So just a bit of context, 18 wickets this series, last 3 innings, 15 for about 160 runs. Stark and Hazelwood have combined for 18 wickets this series. Should we start to adapt a bit more and try and pick bowlers based on the wicket rather than who they are?
I thought he was relying too much on Pat Cummins. I'm going to say no. I still think that the other two have been solid. I think Pat Cummins has just been so good. I saw a message come through from one of my mates the other day saying, is Pat Cummins taking it easy just so he can make this test go a bit longer? He's still got 5 for obviously, but is he not bowling all the overs so that Stark and Hazelwood can get a couple? But I think they've still been solid. You've still got Nathan Lyon as well. The whole bowling group has still been really solid. I think just Pat Cummins is on another level. I don't think we're relying on him too much. I just think that he's on another level and he's the only one that can get a 5-fer. But I know what you're saying. The other guys definitely need to step up a little bit more, but Pat Cummins is just another level. So I think if he gets 5 for every game, that's not a real problem because the other guys are going to chip in with 2 here and there. What do you reckon, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm a big nah on this one. I think, it's just Pat Cummins' unique ability to be one of Australia's best fast bowlers is sort of just in the spotlight at the moment. Because having Stark and Hazelwood and Lyon as well is statistically the best bowling attack Australia has ever had.
Yep.
So that they're still very capable of, and I think a lot of a lot of the pressure is brought on, in particular, by Josh Hazlewood and Nathan Lyon with that line and length. And I think the Pakistan batsman, I think in particular, you looked at, I think Masood was getting a little bit frustrated, and that's why he lost his wicket yesterday, was because he wasn't scoring runs.
Yep.
And, I just think that, Pat Cummins' ability is sort of just in the limelight a bit more, but he has got 5 for the third innings in a row, which is very impressive.
Crazy. He's in awesome form. All right, lads, we're going to finish off with a quick question. What do we all think is in store for day 2 of this test? It's going to be pretty exciting. You got the Aussies none for 6 after 1 over. I reckon they got to change that rule. I'd be filthy if I had to go out there and bat for 1 over. What do you reckon?
That's a batsman saying that. That is a batsman saying that.
I'm not a batsman at all. I was a bowler.
Okay.
I know Leo is an opening bat. I reckon he would have been filthy. Maybe bring in the night watchman. What do you reckon? So what do we think? You go first, Leo. What's in store for day 2?
Well, I mentioned it on the pod a couple of days ago. Warner and Khawaja, there'll be none for 200 at least. We're going to have a huge partnership here. Awesome. I'll back him in. Khawaja just loves the SCG wicket. I've mentioned that over and over. And Warner last night, it was only an over, but apart from that one ball that just went over the stumps, he looked pretty solid. So, I think we're in store for an Aussie day today.
Cool. Marcus?
Well, I think it's a half decent pitch to bat on, because Pakistan won the toss and chose to bat, even though they probably should have made half of what their score was. I think it's still, handy for the batsman, that pitch. And just quickly, how stupid was it for Pakistan to bowl a spinner in the last over?
Yeah, I know.
Before the end of the game. That was, I was really confused by that. It didn't really make much sense to me.
But, that was weird.
It didn't really make much sense. I couldn't see David Warner got off the mark pretty quickly with a boundary off the first ball. But I was really concerned. But I agree. I think the Aussies opening batsman will be superb today. So I'm looking for Australia to bat the majority, if not all of the day.
Yeah, I'll agree with that one. I think Davey's going to make a big score. I reckon if he makes 100, someone in the rooms will pull out his bag of green, and it was a bit of motivation to get him to a big score, and maybe there might be a punch on in the rooms or something. That'd be pretty funny. But no, I think Davey's going to make a big score. I haven't said that often, but in his last test, he does step up in the big moments. So I think he's going to make 80 plus, maybe even 100. So I'll be backing for Davey in his last test to do well there.
Mitchell Johnson just peeked his head around the corner from the media box.
Why has Mitchell Johnson got a bag of green on? What the hell? Oh, that would be absolutely nuts. I don't think so. I haven't stole it again. I'm going to go back to that every show until it appears. So that's it for the Cricket Today show. We'll be back with this tomorrow after day 3 of the test and the Renegades versus Hurricanes match tonight in the Big Bash. So get right around it. Subscribe on your podcast apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. Like and review it, would ya? Chuck a follow to Cricket Today and Cricket Today AU all over the socials. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Send in any questions via the socials, anything you want us to chat to us about. There's a lot of arguments and people having a go online. Have a go at us online or cheer us up online or anything you want to do on there, especially on TikTok. It's good fun. And that's it, I think. Thank you, Marcus.
Cheers, Stats Guy.
Thanks, Leo.
Thanks, Stats Bully.
Thanks, Gerald, for producing, making us look good. Thanks to me. And that's another episode of Cricket Today done. We're out.